Growing our online business can be hard and difficult because we don't really see our progress until way later. And that's why I love school so much, because in there it feels like a game and we're actually seeing our progress. And this all started with the 100, which is a competition that Andrew Kirby from Synthesizer and Alex Hermosi from acquisition.com ran together. And within 90 days, 100 people were generating over 15,000 in monthly recurring revenue added to the previous business. So this is the 100 leaderboard from last year. And there was just a second season. So this was run by Kirby, Victor, and Alex Hermosi. And now the second season is run specifically in synthesizer scaling. And this is where I was taking part of. So I was not part of the 100. I was still working in like an education startup in Germany, but I really wanted to be part of the second. And the second season was even more successful than the first one, because in the second season, the top three made over $1 million. And as you can see here, the average was 45K with average added 15.3K in monthly recurring revenue. And this is excluding the top three. So this is absolutely mind-boggling. And because of this competition, we were all pushing each other. And when I started the competition back in April, I was actually all the way at the bottom. I was number 98 because I was like, I made some money in the previous quarter. So the cash before was like going against me, and I was actually in the negative. I was number 98. And then throughout the last 3 months, I was actually able to climb all the way to number 46. So I climbed over 50 spots, and this allowed me to also get past the 20K mark, which is something that I'm super proud of, and I'm excited to continue going. And yesterday, Aiden was actually making a video where we specifically went through some people who passed like more than 10K per month, and he specifically asked for giving something back to the community, something that we learned, and then specifically giving an ask. And I just wanted to play this clip because I thought it was valuable. And yeah, that was like my journey in the 100. I'm super excited because like this is something that I've been looking forward to, make business feel like a game where there's a competition, a leaderboard, we're pushing each other. So I actually helped two of my clients also place in the 100, and they made even more progress than I did, because like Kevin Zhang is number 13. He does anime fitness, so something that I obviously love. How cool is that to like help people with like get fit by like becoming your favorite anime character, or at least looking like one. And then Jason Flam I also helped, so he's helping like health and wellness coaches start their own business. So very similar to Synthesizer scaling, but more niche down. And I think this is like generally a matter that I'm seeing more and more, where we want to learn from someone who's at the top, like Alex Hermosi, and then kind of like model that and niche down and see, it's like, how can we apply the things we learned there in our own industry. So that's everything around the context for the 100. I'm going to play the clip, so do enjoy and remember to have fun along the way. Peace.
But I think Lucas was up next. What is your give and your ask, good sir?
Yeah, the give is over deliver. I remember season one, like how hype the over deliver part was, and that was like the biggest thing that I learned, and like how important it is to just have like a really good experience, like from the beginning all the way to the end. So during the 100, I really wanted to make sure that like my clients were getting the results, they were happy, they had like all of the data to make the right decisions, and I was eating as much of the complexity as possible. So really it's like, okay, like what is like a step that I can take away? And it's like, oh, you've been preparing these presentations. If I can do this for you, you can like do more outreach. It's like, oh, I can like send people towards you and already warm them up. And I was like, oh, okay. So like they, after I've been talking to them, it's like they told me to just book a call because like I've already engaged them. So, and like none of these things were like things that I technically sold. It was just like things that I knew would get better results at the end. So the give that I want to give is like really just thinking about like whatever you sold in the beginning is kind of secondary to your clients getting the results. It's like, how can we over deliver? How can we make sure that they spend less time doing the things that have the lowest leverage? And how can we use our time to kind of like take things off their shoulder? How can we use what we have learned, our expertise, to apply that and kind of like make sure that they don't have to think about this? And also be really clear, not like, maybe we could be doing this. And it's like, okay, now they still need to make a decision. Versus like, hey, this works. And like, obviously I cannot say this with 100% guarantee, but like them just not having to like make this small decision and like me, it's like, oh, here are like 5 different options that you can choose from. It's like, okay, so here is my breakdown and I think we should do this. And then like 9 out of 10 times they said, all right, let's do it. And I was like, okay, let me actually do the solution that I prescribed. So it's like, here's a problem. Here's, I think, what I should do. And if you give me the heads up, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And like, they freaking love that. So that was really cool. And that was like also the reason why like all of my clients decided to sign up again, which ultimately allowed me to like go pretty, like, obviously my goal was higher, but like I'm still very satisfied with like climbing over 50 ranks in the 100. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, you climbed 50 ranks in like what, the final month?
Yeah, that was I think I was in month 2, I was like 80 something or so, and then I got in the top 50.
I love it, man. Congrats. I think the idea of proactivity there as well. So over delivery, 2 point on over delivery is being proactive and not just waiting for clients to come to you with problems, but actually thinking ahead of what do they need one step ahead of them. And 3, why do people pay us at Synthesizer? Why do people pay you? They pay you because they want clarity on the right decisions to make. They don't pay you to make more choices. So you don't want to give people more choices to make. And you'll notice that on coaching calls, I'm decisive. When I recommend something, I speak with conviction. When I tell Sam, oh, do this on your next call tomorrow, I'm speaking from experience because I've done that and proven it to work. And therefore I have conviction that, Sam, if you do this, it'll work for you. So I'm speaking with conviction. And sometimes just that conviction will carry the weight, because sometimes, Lucas, those 5 options they have, any of them could work. But when you speak with conviction and they choose with that intent of focusing on the one and making it work, they're more likely to make it work because they're going into it with the belief that is needed to do so. So I don't do this intentionally, actually. I just kind of do it. But I think everyone can benefit from speaking with conviction and being decisive in helping your clients make the one decision and not giving them decisions to make.
Yeah, I think that was I'm not sure if Kirby said it or it was like a Sam Owens video. At this point, it's like it kind of all merges in one thing. When he's like, well, if we solve one problem, but that one problem actually creates 3 more problems, then like in the heads of our clients, we just created 2 new problems. So if we do that, then we also need to have a solution for those new problems, because like otherwise they're even more overwhelmed and they're less like, even though like, yes, we're making progress, but it's like, now I need to do all of these things. And it's like, this is too much. And then they kind of like start pulling back. And I think this is where a lot of people who like, they see the initial progress and then they see like, oh my God, I need to do even more. And then they kind of fall back again. But if we can kind of like catch that moment and be like, hey, this isn't that bad. We just need to do that and that. And I can take care of like 60% of that. And only you need to do is show up on the call and be yourself. Do the thing that you're best at. And then I can focus on the thing that I'm best at. And this way everyone wins.
Yep. And you've probably seen that firsthand with me and you, Lucas. Like when you had all these different ideas, these different offers, win the school games, this, low ticket, this, that. You have all these ideas. We spoke about it and I tried my best, at least, to give you that same conviction and that path to follow. And now you did it and you made it happen. You got your clients. They're happy. You're now passing that on, over delivering, impact spreading, and the money's coming in as a result.
I think we all need an Aiden who boinks us with a samurai sword once in a while and be like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
uh,
lesson I actually have to share on that, I think it's important, and it's related to Sam and your point, Lucas, which is on calls, speaking with conviction to clients. The other thing is speak to the one person. Sometimes on calls, I notice a problem people do, which is they're on a group call like this, and they take someone's question and they try and apply it to the whole group. And they dilute the solution so that in order for it to help the whole group instead of help the one individual. And when on these calls, I try and instead focus on the one person, what they need, their problem, give them the best solution. And as a byproduct, the other people on the call get a more complete, better solution as well, rather than trying to dilute the message and apply it to everybody.
that's something that I'm actually taking away as well. Because like I've been trying to like, okay, how is this going to be relevant for everyone? But like I can see that being like less valuable for the person who's actually asking that question. And I think
Exactly.
like people are like to also pull things you said before, and it's like let's assume our clients are smart and they are able to infer what we're saying to their own situation.
Absolutely. I know we're a little late on time here, so what is your ask, good sir?
Yeah, so the ask is like I built now a system that I can run for like 3 clients. So I'm very comfortable doing that. I'm now entering a very heavy travel stage, so and kind of purposefully did not go after more clients because I knew it's like, hey, I can maintain this and things are just going to get easier because like I know what I'm doing. So now in terms of Q4, I do believe I can go up to like 10 clients with that and potentially go for like a more hands-on service approach because at this point I have like a few people who are helping me out at the moment. I'm kind of working more like on the business instead of in the business. So I'm saying like, hey, this is like creating SOPs, creating skills, and I think with that we'll be able to handle like more clients like that. So the question is like, should like I have a deeper service delivery where I'm saying like, hey, I'm still stepping in your business and I'm doing like everything for you as the done for you, or kind of like completely step out and like trust my team and kind of like be more like the just the operator and the orchestrator.
I think with everything you said, both pillars can be true. For example, the question is how can you travel and add clients? How can both of those things be true at the same time? For example, Ryan Schroep, who placed in the top 10 in the previous 100, he was living in his truck and he made $211,000 living in his truck with his wife driving around, working in Pana bread or whatever those little coffee shops in the States are, eating Chipotle and Panda Express every day. And he did that and asked himself, how can I do that and grow and add clients? So maybe you can travel and grow the
Yeah,
business
I'm
at the same
planning
time.
that. So like
Great.
in Q3, I want to build the pipeline. So I'm saying it's like, hey, like I'm happy to like sell and attract because like traveling is great for content. I'm just thinking was like, hey, let's push the delivery to Q4 because like since I'm helping people with launches and like Black Friday is like much better anyways. And it's like, well, instead of like rushing a launch in September, and it's like might as well wait like a few more months and do an even bigger one for Black Friday. So that's how I'm justifying it at the moment.
Yeah, I would ask myself more, what do the clients want? Like
Mm,
if they want to launch now, they want to launch now, right? If they want to wait, they can wait. So I'd make it more client focused. Like what do they want? What's
okay.
best for them? There's a balance of what they want and what's best for them. Sometimes what they want and what is best for them isn't always true. Of course, balance. But I think either way, you could do either or and you'd probably be fine. And then two, on the delivery side, I think right now your differentiator is the high touch, more service. There's demand for that. People want that. And that's what is differentiating right now. So I would actually lean into it.
Mm,
While again, why can't both be true? Also empowering the team to take on more responsibility.
gotcha. So I would raise the prices for my like hands-on. I am working in your business and like I'm applying like the AI and the skills and like recently got ACQ. So that is like very fun thing to play around with their AI. And like I can do that in their business while kind of like my team handles the thing that I used to do like now-ish. Does that work?
Potentially, yeah. I wouldn't deviate too much from what you've proven to work. Like what's working right now is what's working. I'd just do more of that. I wouldn't necessarily add in too much more new, different AI things. Now, what's doing is working. If someone else can do what is working, then they don't care if it's from you or if it's from someone else. They just care about the result. So in that case, if you need to scale that way, you can. You just want to be careful of not going full agency and being too constrained on that front. So overall, I think your next steps will be clear as you bring in new customers and you're just forced to get delivery to work with more capacity as you travel and do everything. So I think both can be true, and I would just focus on the next person you onboard rather than think too far ahead.
All right. Yeah. The most important step a man can take is the next one.
It's a great quote. Good quote to end the call on.